The people who are unfortunate and less fortunate in life, it's not their fault that they don't have what they're supposed to have to sustain themselves. It's nobody's fault that they're poor. Um, Most people who don't want to get up and go work hard or do nothing or make no money for themselves, they are out here because they chose not to. The people who are out here begging for change and stuff and strung out on drugs, if you were to actually know these people, you will probably see like the man, he was actually a good person. He just caught a bad break. A lot of y'all are so stubborn that you guys don't realize that the people you make fun of and look down on, that water that has drowned them, where for you, what looked like 15 feet of water was only 3 feet of water to you. Your 20 or 30 or so feet are coming to get you next. Y'all don't realize that these people set this up like this for certain people to have these classified, you know, barriers locked into their brain, these compartmentalizations of, I'm doing well, I'm doing okay. Why aren't you thriving in systems such as this? Because this system is broken and it wasn't set up for everybody to win. Like I was listening to Sarge last night, Sarge Willoughby, and this brother had said out of his mouth that, so what if we got a system? If you're a teacher and 20 of your students are failing, that's on them. But if you got a class and 80 of your students are failing, then you got to look at the teacher. Hey, if you got 20 students failing, you still got to look at the teacher. Oh, because these 80% is doing okay, you could just say to hell with the 20%. That is what's wrong with your system in the first damn place. You don't reach back for nobody. If the numbers are small, we can say to hell with people. But 20% of what number are you talking about? 20% of 100 million people? 20% of 50 of 350 million people. That's still a lot of people, bro. And if you're willing to say the hell with 20% of a billion people, then your heart is more callous than you actually lead on to be. Because you shouldn't say the hell with none of the Father's creation. We all matter. You can't be a black person acting like you a social justice warrior, running around here thinking that it's your place to say who matter and who don't. That's not your job. The only thing that matters is that if you saying from where you sitting all of this bad stuff that the Caucasian and the European is doing shouldn't be held up anymore, then the only thing you should be saying out of your mouth is that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. If you gonna say to hell with 10 people, then you would then turn around and say it's okay to say to hell with 1,000,000 people. You see how that works? It doesn't get any better when you employ that state of thinking into your psyche and then try to rationalize and justify it and say it's okay to take a certain number of people out. Well, you might fall under that equation and you might be one of those people getting taken out. Because if you're going to agree with such a mindset, then you ought to be prepared to deal with what comes along with agreeing with such a mindset in the first place. I would like for everybody to get off their high horse and quit thinking that capitalism in its raw, sick form that's such that it is actually something good for humanity. Capitalism hurts humanity. Capitalism is no good for our people. We are the Samson nation. We are so blinded by the beauty of Delilah that we allow her to lure us into her trap and have the Philistines and close in on us. She was the person sent to cut our hair off so they can then come in and blind us. She was the one who weakened us in the first place. We are like Samson, and the Caucasoid is like Delilah. We are so blinded by the beauty of Babylon and all of its dainties and trinkets and wonderful, adorations. We idolize this place so much that we are blinded by the wickedness that it does to our babies, our people. We say nothing about it because we want to be a part of the Babylonian system so bad. Now we don't even see the sickness on ourselves that wants to continually perpetuate this wickedness. I mean, why are you blinded by what Delilah has done to you? And you can see everything that Samson's doing. Samson ain't trying to do nothing but get away from the Philistines, and he need to be done fucking with Delilah. But you guys believe that Delilah is something good for you. Delilah is something delightful and tasty, a treat of some sort. You would be led to believe that it is okay to run up behind Delilah continually, even after you knew she was the one who set you up to who cut your hair in the first place and let them in to subdue you and do what they did to you. She don't love you. She never did. She didn't even want you. You guys are synonymous to Samson running up behind that white woman, Delilah. That strange woman. I won't say white woman, that strange woman. America is a strange woman that you're in high pursuit of, and she ain't got nothing good for you. You won't even listen to your brothers and sisters who warn you about come out of her, my people. For her sins have reached to the nostrils of God, and she has been found wanting. So now, all over America, he's making desolate places here, uninhabitable places. He's making scary things happen. And they want y'all to believe that it's the elite burning up Hollywood on purpose, burning down California just so they can hide some sexual deviant activity. And I had to stop and think about that. And I had to say, well, damn, make it make sense. They don't need to hide anything from you. Do you really believe that? Well, let me back up. They were on social media talking about them burning down Hollywood because they was trying to hide all of the sexual, well, not someone say sexual, but the underground connection places like Diddy had at his house. They was trying to cover all of that up. They didn't want nobody to know about that. And let me tell you something. Let me get y'all off this bullshit for 1 second here. Because it's time that y'all start really using y'all fucking brains. Excuse me. The so-called elites or celebrities, or whatever the fuck you want to call them, I don't care what you call them, they are not afraid of the general public. They are not afraid of the masses. And when y'all really get through with it, the only enemy that they're fighting against is you. They're not fighting against Ukraine. They're not fighting against Russia. They're not fighting nobody in the Middle East. All of those countries sit down at the table and have negotiations. The only problem is niggas, I don't want to say niggas, my people, my melanated family that think that they're black people, they believe that by us being the only nation that don't have a seat at the table, we need to cleave to Africa. Africa don't fuck with us. Africa don't sit at the table and mention, hey, you know, our brothers and sisters in America, they're being treated really badly. We need to enact some policies to give them, we want to make them a part of us so nobody messes with them. We want to give them businesses and this and this and that. The whole problem with America, period, right? The whole problem is, I feel like I got to sneeze, y'all. So give me a second. I'm trying to finish this video without any interruptions, but okay. Just bear with me here. Just give me a second, please. Sorry. Okay. Pardon me, y'all. Okay. Anyway. So, the problem with everything that's going on in this country is we believe that they feel compelled to hide or keep something from us or be afraid of us. They're not afraid of us. They make you send your kids to school when you don't want to. Try keeping your kids out of school and say, I'm homeschooling my kid, and watch how fast you be in the truancy court fighting to get your child back from a DCF custody case. And the other thing is, if this persists, I'm going to have to stop my video because I have to blow my nose. This is really, really bugging. But anyway, okay. I'm trying to finish my point here. Okay, so when you don't want to go to work, you don't eat. You don't get no food. You can't buy anything. They have literally transformed everything around you into a weapon to work against you, and you ain't saying a damn thing about it. Let alone you're not even doing a damn thing about it. You have to ask them, can you have a gun? And don't tell me you don't, because if you get a gun and you try to be a law-abiding citizen, you have to go get that gun registered with the state. You have to fill out all kinds of documents and paperwork. And you have to ride around with something in your wallet saying that you went and got permission from them to carry a weapon in most cases. Or even keep one in your home. If you wanted to do something to your house, you have to go and get a building, what is called a building permit, from them. You have to ask their permission to add something onto your house. I already went through that when I wanted to build an addition in the back of my house. I had to go. They came and shut it down because I didn't have the proper permit. So I had to go and pay a bunch of money out of my pocket for a fine, and I had to go pay for the permit. When they let because I had a friend of mine just do the work for me, and somebody called in on me, reported me. So you live in a society where everybody wants everybody to answer to a bunch of people who ain't finna do right by nobody. You literally got society set up to where everybody who lives in society got to answer to a group of people who just wear labels and titles with absolutely no power to actually make your life better. The people who even wear the titles and stuff answer to other people that tell them not to do good service to you. And you're okay with that. As long as you see a police officer and he got on a badge, he's got on his uniform, he's got on his, his police gear, and he's getting out of one of them funny looking cars, he can violate you, abuse you, take you to jail, give you a ticket, extort you for money. He could do all of these criminal activities to you because he has on a uniform and he calls himself under the title, I'm a police officer. It almost seems to me that y'all up under some kind of trance, bro. For real. Y'all don't understand that they have formed Voltron against us, but they use all of this to really ram into black people really good. The so-called black people, they really fucking us over with all of this stuff. They getting everybody, but we the primary targets. We are like the dessert. We're everybody else is just play food. We are dinner and dessert. Everybody else is just snacks. We dinner and dessert because we get the triple, quadruple, slap down of this fucked up system. Everybody else gradually and slowly got it easing up their leg. They just taking us out, gappling us up, tackling us, and, knocking us over, shooting us down, killing us, fucking us up. We don't get a break. Our voices have been stifled. So why do y'all believe that the elites would have to go to the extreme of burning up their $1 million mansions just to hide some dirt from y'all? They don't, first and foremost, let me tell you something. They're not afraid of you. They don't fear you. They don't have no respect for you. And they don't care about you gossiping about something all day long on social media. It's not nothing that's going to make them stop and be like, oh, we don't want them to find out we got all these sex dungeons down here and these tunnels, these underground tunnels. Man, they don't care about that stuff. And they don't care about you knowing about it. They didn't care about you finding about Diddy. They didn't care about you knowing about Diddy having sex with all these people. They don't care about you knowing about the Diddy parties, Diddy having sex with kids. They don't care about you knowing none of that stuff. They didn't care about you. They didn't care about you knowing about the Catholic Church having to pay all that money out for having sex with all them kids and little boys and stuff. They didn't care about you knowing about that stuff. These are not cover-ups. When have you ever known them to cover up something from you? Them telling you what's going on is like giving a kitten a ball of yarn to play with. Here, go find something. Talk about that. We got other important matters to handle and deal with. Go over there and play with that ball of yarn we just gave you. Yeah, P. Diddy got caught with essaying a whole bunch of little girls and boys over here in his such and such mansion off the Gulf Coast of California over here somewhere. Now, talk about that for as long as you need to. Just don't bother us about getting anything for yourself. What they won't tell you is these people been doing sick stuff with kids. They've been doing this for a long, 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 long time. These people have been violating children for a long, long time. But all you keep being led to believe and think is that a God that's all wise, all knowing, everything, is going to literally feel pity upon you being a coward and come down here and take from these because they weak. These people are weak. Y'all give these people too much power. Y'all look at these people to be something bigger than what they actually are. These people are weak and they're pathetic. And if they didn't have the kahunas to basically steal and lie to you and deceive you, they would be just as broke and fucked up as you are. They wouldn't have a mansion, they wouldn't have their money, they wouldn't have nothing. Everything would be an even playing field. And they would get hit in their mouth for playing these games, and they know it. As a matter of fact, they would be the ones at the low end of the total pole if everything was actually operating and functioning as it actually should. They don't want no bricks coming off that wall because they cannot afford for things to go right. They have to do what they're doing. They know they in trouble. They know they done committed a lot of crimes. As time goes on, they know a lot of them got to be able to get away with what they did. That's why I believe in reincarnation. I don't believe that you leave here and then you just go somewhere else. I believe you come back here born into the sect of people that you was violating with, and you go back to them people. You stay with them people and you get your punishment because you got to come back around. Everything goes around. A clock goes to 12 twice. Once in the afternoon and then once for midnight. So everything goes around in a circle of motion. And you have to understand why it does that. You know what I'm saying? People you don't get no freebies around here. You don't get to just do what you want to people and then think you just finna go on about your business. It don't work like that. Y'all have to get y'all head out of y'all butts and stop thinking that everything that's going on, God alone is just gonna come and fix it and restore you back to this or that, when many of you ain't even really got the kahunas to even stand and fight for what's real and right. You still steadily talking about you waiting. You better get inside your power of resistance and stop giving these people power and dominion over your land. You are the shepherd and you letting the sheep just run around everywhere and just run amok and be controlled, murdered, killed, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You just allowing these things to happen. You are the shepherds of this world, of this whole entire world. The Father has placed the responsibility of the world on your shoulders. You won't stand up and fight and do what's right and go and take yours back from Delilah, who has absolutely deceived you. So she knew that you was a great power and a mighty force in the world. She had to then devise a plan with an enemy of yours so that they can both overtake you and then divvy up your spoils between the two of them. And now they running circles around you, kicking you on your leg, kicking you on your back, hitting you in your face. And you like, where the shots come? Because they done ripped your eyeballs out so you can't see. They took your hair, so now that you're weak. So you blind and you weak. So this is metaphorically speaking of your spiritual physical state. You're physically blind. Your hair was your mighty power and your strength that made you be able to just beat anybody. But the sight has been taken away from you, which is confederate with the spiritual aspect of you, meaning that you have been made spiritually blind. Not only are you physically blind, you're spiritually blind. You don't even know who your real enemies are. Anytime you living in 2025 and you still got Negroes running around here talking about they don't see color, and I don't experience it, we all God's people, Houston, we got a problem. Because these same black folks that'll say that will turn right around and give their own people the business for not having things or not doing this or not doing that. when they can clearly see the reason why they people don't have shit is because of these people that they're afraid to put their mouth on in the wrong kind of way. That's all I have, y'all. I hope this video opens some eyes and resonate with some souls out there. Thank you for listening. Shalom.